Okay, so you're having trouble trying to hit the golf ball consistently and with pure contact, but you just don't know why you are having trouble doing that. What we're going to do is we're going to work on that today. And it's a rather simple concept that I want you to think of, and I have an easy drill for you to work through. So we're going to get you hitting the golf ball with more power and more consistency with a very simple drill. All right, let's get started. You gotta shorten your backswing. But shorten your backswing it's like a feels, right? It's hard to do. Now we're going to make the small swing bigger. Step by step, start little, start a little bit bigger, a little bit more, a little bit more, right up until I create a little bit of tension. Okay, so believe it or not, what happens is it's the length of our backswing. Okay, now before you start saying, oh yeah, but look at John Daly, well, John Daly's kind of a freak, right? I mean, the dude could turn all the way around. You could see like his other shoulder. Okay, now most of us are not that flexible to be able to get there. So what we need to do is understand how we are going to move. If I was to set up and I was to think, okay, how far of a backswing can I make and still deliver good contact to the golf ball? So what you're going to hear a lot is, okay, shorten your backswing. You got to shorten your backswing. But shorten your backswing it's like a feels, right? It's hard to do. It's like, was that shorter? I felt like it was shorter. No, it wasn't shorter. Well, swing to 2/3 or swing to 3/4, right? And then you go ahead and swing from there. The thing is, again, you're trying to make it shorter. So I have a suggestion here. Let's try to make it longer. So we need to understand how that's going to work. What we want to do is, if I'm going to set up here to this ball, I'm going to go, what if I only go out to my hip? So I'm going to go short. And then from here, what I want you to do is I want you to swing as hard as you can up to finish. So we're going to here, I'm going to go to my hip, I'm right here with my hands, and swing to finish. Okay, now, doesn't get much shorter than that, especially if I'm going to be swinging that much through my shot. So again, to my hip, all the way to finish. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to do 3, 4, 5 of those, 10 of those, of simply going back to our hip, swing to finish. You can do that hitting golf balls. Works really great on a sim, right? You can set it up and you can hit into a net. On the range, gets a little expensive. I know golf balls get a little expensive. You're setting up though, and being able to just go to the hip and go as far as you can, right? It does use a lot of golf balls quick. But what we're going to do is we're going to take the small swing and now we're going to make the small swing bigger. Okay, so my first one was to my hip, all the way to finish. Now I'm going to go, let's get maybe my elbow to my hip. Okay, now from there, so the club parallel or just above it. Now from there, as hard as I can, swing to finish. I really want you to swing with effort, right? We don't want to go slow. I need you to give it a little bit of power. Otherwise, you're just going to swing bigger when you're trying to hit it harder. So we need to feel like we're going little, and we're going to swing with effort. Okay? So we're going to set up, elbow, so club parallel, or elbow to the hip, clubs parallel to the ground. Now with power, swing. Okay, we're going to do that with a golf ball. Set it up. Here we go, club parallel, and then all the way to finish. So a little bit longer, club parallel, swing to finish with speed. Okay, there we go. There's about 85 yards. We'll do that a few times. Yeah, and we're going to set up. We're going to go to club parallel or elbow to hip. From there, we are going to go full finish. Okay, a little abbreviated on that finish right there, but that's okay. Now notice one thing that I am doing is this is a reference to another video that I have is taking the Y of my golf swing back, right? I don't want to just this doesn't really work. We're using the wrists or, you know, an elbow, bending it back. That's not really doing anything. We need to feel like we are taking our letter Y. So if I sit up right here, my arms and my club make a letter Y. You are taking that back into the club parallel position. Okay, so let's go back to the club parallel position with my Y, and now from there, swing as hard as I can and try to swing all the way to finish. There we go. I'm working through this pretty quickly. You need to take the time to do 10, 20 swings from each position till you slowly work your way back. So I've done to my hip, I've done elbow to hip or club parallel, and now I'm going to go just a little bit higher. So we're going to go arm pretty much parallel this time. So Y to arm parallel to the ground, and from there swing as hard as I can. Okay, there we go. 135 yards. One more time. I'm going to set up. Okay, we are going to go Y. So again, left arm parallel. From there, swing to finish with effort. Okay, again, always trying to hold our balance on any type of swing. We want to hold our finish for a slow count of 3, if at all possible. Okay, so again, another good one. So what you're doing, again, step by step, start little, start a little bit bigger, a little bit more, a little bit more, right up until I create a little bit of tension, and from there, that's about my max, right? So again, I'm right up here. I got up into club parallel, so now I could probably, like I said earlier, right around 10 o'clock, 10:30 with my left arm. That's about my max. Trying to feel like that club is maybe a little bit more vertical this way versus, you know, trying to get that horizontal. Again, I can't get that far comfortably. Okay, so again, 10 o'clock. So in each one I went from here, getting a little bigger every swing. So now, again, after I do 20 of each of these, by the time I get up to 10 o'clock, it should feel like it's quite a bit bigger. That's a huge golf swing, right? And you're able to now start sending that shot with less turn, right? With less trying to get that club way up and over, and then losing posture, coming up and out, and then trying to readjust that back on the way down. And then again, that's my max. I can't go any further than that. If I go any further than that, again, I start losing posture, club face control, I start standing up a little bit, and then I can't deliver the golf club back to the golf ball perfectly fine. I mean, look at Jon Rahm, right? Jon Rahm, he gets it right out in here, even with his driver, and he only gets to here with his chest. He doesn't get to a full 90 degrees. That's fine. He can't move as much. You know, still hits it, what, over 300? Relatively easy at times. So again, right here, we're going to go back down into a club parallel, working on a shorter backswing with a full finish, regardless of a result out there, because, you know, I'm working on the drill, which is another thing that's really, really important that I want you to be able to understand. Do not relate the results of your golf shots to the success of what you are trying to do when you are changing something. I am doing a drill. Did I perform the drill correctly? Right? Did I get to club parallel, and did I swing to finish? Yes, I did. If I had to give myself a rating between 0 and 100, I would say that's probably 90%. I double check on the video to make sure I didn't go above club parallel. I might have, which means I lose a little bit of my percentage points. But again, that was a success. Top the living daylights of it. Perfectly fine. Set up again. Gonna go to club parallel. Full finish with effort. Little thin on that one, but still a good shot. So that's your drill. That's what I want you to work on. Instead of making the golf swing shorter, and trying to come this way, right? Because again, you're used to standing up. We're going to simply take our Y. We are going to go into our backswing, and we are going to make it longer. Each time we do the drill a little bit to be able to get more power, more control, feeling like the body stays in posture, and to be able to create that speed and that contact and that consistency. So if I was to set up and I was to go into my backswing, now slow motion backswing versus a high speed backswing are a little two different things. You can usually get back a little bit further, you know, when you are going with a little bit more speed. But if I set up here and I go into my backswing, what happens is this is as far as I get. If I do any more than this, what happens is I'm going to have to start making some body adjustments to do this. So we have to find out where our limit is first. Okay, so if I set up here and I rotate, and again, that's my limit. If I get outside of here, I'm going to start losing posture. I'll lift up. My hips will start sliding out, coming this way, right? Lose posture with the head going up. So that's kind of my limit right there. So again, I can't get all the way over here. There's no way. So my limit, again, is going to be right around in here. So now what's really hard is to find that limit. We need to understand how to do this. Okay, so what we need to understand now is if I'm going back and I go too far, you have to stand up, right? And if I stand up and try to hit the golf ball, right, I might hit it, but it's not going to be very good. Okay, because again, the more you have to move up and down, right, the harder it is to get that golf club to be able to get back into consistent contact with that golf ball. So where is my limit? We got to figure out where that is. Okay, so I really hope that helps. All right, so let's go ahead, get on the golf course, and have some fun out there. All right, talk to you later.